So what combo do I go for when I open Lone Fire and Supervise? I start by normal summoning Lone Fire, use its effect to tribute, summon Giga Plant from my deck. If I have either Mark of the Rose in my hand, or this is post side and I expect my opponent to have DD Crow, then I would summon the second Lone Fire and then use that Lone Fire to summon Giga Plant, because you can either Mark of the Rose to banish a Lone Fire and still have one in the graveyard, or you can summon the second one to play on DD Crow. Giga Plant is not target, so you just use the effect to summon a plant or insect from hand or grave, and then you bring back a Lone Fire, and they can crow later on the Giga Plant, but then you still get to do Power Tool first. So yeah, that's the reason to use the second Lone Fire, and the reason not to do it, and to keep this one in deck, is because of Super Solar Nutrient. So generally, game 1, going first, I just send one Lone Fire, and keep the second one in my deck. So I summon Giga Plant, I activate Supervise from my hand, I use Giga's effect to summon back Lone Fire, I sack the Lone Fire for a copy plant. Next I synchro these two away for Power Tool Dragon. Supervise then triggers to bring back Giga Plant from my grave. I use Power Tool's effect, revealing 2 copies of Supervise, and either DDR or Mark of the Rose. If the rest of my hand were blanks, usually they're not since you open with 5 cards, I would grab the Mark of the Rose, seeing as the DDR does not have anything you can bring back currently. However, if you already have Mark of the Rose, I usually grab the DDR, seeing as you can banish a plant. The only way that DDR would naturally become live is if you're gonna Valley, or you play into a Bottomless or a Prison. Usually the Mark is just safer in case your opponent tries to do something. And if you Mark, then DDR is live, but not the other way around. So let's say you get lucky and you hit the 66% to get the Supervise to your hand. I would activate the Supervise on Giga Plant, use its effect, to bring out Lone Fire Blossom. Here I sack Lone Fire to summon Titanial from my deck. I think this combo is a lot better than if you were to bring back the copy plant, or use Lone Fire into Nettles to make another synchro summon, because then you burn all of your cards. This way you play around brain control any targeting cards, like Icarus Attack for example, because you have Titanial. You also present 7500 damage here if they were to just pass back, meaning you don't have to play into Torrential next turn by making additional plays. Nor are you making Stardust with the Giga Plant, so you just lose to a BrainCon Caius for example. Additionally, if they have multiple targeting cards, you can tribute the Giga Plant with Titanial, and then bring back the Giga Plant with Supervise. Then you can tribute Titanial to negate their second targeting card, thus still keeping Giga Plant, so you can normal summon this and then bring this back, and you still have the loop of Giga Plant bringing back a plant each turn. Alternatively, if you want to keep the Giga Plant on the field with Supervise, so you play on a board wipe like Torrential, you can tribute the Titanial herself, and then this can just bring back this, and if you get Torrentialed, Supervise brings back the Giga Plant, you normal summon this, and then you bring back this, so you have multiple ways to play through their non-engine which threatens your board. There are infinite combos to go through, but this is what I aim to do when I open Lone Fire and Supervise in my Gigavise deck.
If you enjoy my content, make sure to also subscribe to my second channel, linked in the description box down below. There I'll be posting more personalized and exclusive content.